Hey viewers, welcome to VL Astrology. Once again, I'm Vanitha Lenka. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and today I'm going to be talking about Jupiter's transit, which is happening just a few hours away. We are going to be starting with this, and it's a very important transit. As you all know, it's happening on the 13th of April, and it's going to be till the 22nd of April next year. After 12 years, this transit is taking place in the Pisces sign as Jupiter stays in a particular sign for a year. And the whole zodiac he completes in 12 years. So this is a very important and a crucial one. Crucial why? Because, there are so many other planetary positions also changing in the sky, which is why it is forming a connectivity with all the planets. And there is a very strong yoga which is going to be forming also, and some people are taking it all wrong. I will be sharing through in this video that what is the Paap Kartari yoga. That is when a planet is hemmed between malefics. It is a Shubha Kartari yoga when it is hemmed between good planets, that is the Soumya planets, the benefit planets, that is a Shubha Kartari. And Paap Kartari is when the planets are hemmed between, or they are in between the malefic planets. But before going to, there, I would like to share with you this book which is launched by Sir James Braha, that is the Braha Sutras. So please grab your copy and at the earliest, because this is something which I have got as a gift. Okay, I've got as a gift, and thank you so much, Sir Braha. I really am so grateful. He's mentioned me also in the book, which is like, in the acknowledgements. I think I must have done something really good in my previous life that I'm getting this kind of an acknowledgement from such a pious and a big knowledgeable person like Sir James Braha. So this is something that, I wanted to immediately go live. I was so excited. I was so thrilled. I immediately put it up on my Facebook and on my Instagram like a child. I felt that I am a child. So because, these kind of small, which are not small actually, but these kinds of, events in your life, which are really, it shows that your hard work is being paid off. Your not just hard work, but like how you start your journey, and how you just go through that. In the passage of time, you meet so many people, and so many people get attached to you. You get attached to so many people. Like in my audience also, I have so many people, so many of you who's become like a like my part of my life. You keep commenting, you keep talking. So like it's such a wonderful, such a wonderful feeling. I cannot describe in words, and I really I fall short of words, as when I'm overwhelmed. And thank you so much to one and all whosoever is part of this journey of mine and have been supportive of me. In the thick and the thin, you have been together. We have been together. Thank you so much for that. And this is a special gratitude video for Sir James Braha, the guru of astrological world. And the Braha Sutras, definitely I have not started reading it. I will read it, and I will maybe give you a synopsis also very soon. And I really look forward to meeting Sir Braha sometime in the near future, whenever it's possible. Of course, on my YouTube channel, he keeps appearing. So that's something that is, of course, that's your love and affection for him, that I keep inviting him, and he keeps accepting my invites also. Thank you so much, Sir Braha, if you're watching my video, and to Vashti ji also, your better half, who has been actually supportive of you in all this, all through, because without your family support, it's not possible. So whatever I do, and at this point in time, which is like the middle of the night, when my family is also is sleeping or they are doing something of their own, they are supportive of me. That is why I go live at this time. So you can imagine how much support the family gives to us and how much sacrifices that we all make as well to present to you whatever is happening in the sky. So he's the guru, as I said, Sir Braha, for me also, for most of you also, I know. So this is a gratitude video for him and Jupiter Guru, who is actually changing signs. And it's a very beautiful transit also. And it's a huge thing which is happening, huge phenomena which is taking place in the sky. So a quick recap of what the videos I have done earlier. And on Dr. Arjun Pai's channel, I've done this video on, Jupiter's transiting through Pisces sign, and it's a beautiful transit, as we all know. But there is a, Paap Kartari Yoga, which is forming. I'm going to be sharing with you the dates. Please make a note because, it is not going to be Mars and Rahu. Because, you're getting confused because Venus is there in between. So the yoga is not going to start immediately. 30th May, when this Mars moves ahead of Jupiter. Let me share the screen and show you what happens so that you understand also. That will be better, isn't it? Okay. So this is the chart of 30th of, this is the day when Jupiter is transiting through the sign of Aquarius, of Pisces, sorry. So here, as you can see, Rahu is here and Jupiter is in this sign and Sun is ahead of Jupiter. So there is no Paap Kartari Yoga as such forming because Venus is actually there in between. Jupiter is there. Now let me share with you what happens on the 30th of May. 1 second. Okay, so on the 30th of May, as you can see, I'm just moving this. So you can see Mars is at 8 degrees. Mars moves ahead of Jupiter. Now, this is what is the Paap Kartari Yoga. As you can see, Jupiter is here and Mars is here and Saturn is in the previous sign. So Jupiter is actually here, Mars is moving ahead and it's forming a Paap Kartari Yoga. All right. Mars and Saturn. Now, there is this Mars and Mars is going to be here till the 17th of June. So let's make the chart of 17th of June so that we can, okay, 1 second. (16th) and here. Now you see, Venus was here till now, and now Venus has moved ahead. Venus was behind Rahu earlier. So now Saturn and Mars are still forming this Paap Kartari Yoga. Okay. Now, this is Mars, which is in trouble now because Venus was protecting this Mars. Now, make a note of this date. 17th of June also, because Rahu is moving backwards and Mars is approaching Mars, not Jupiter. So you must get the facts right when you are doing the transits. It's for you all. Understand the Paap Kartari Yoga. It is not because of the planet in, see here planet is in, it's conjunct this Jupiter, but it is forming a Paap Kartari Yoga, not by Rahu, but by Mars. Because Mars is in between Rahu and Jupiter. So Mars and Saturn are forming this Paap Kartari Yoga. Now, this is happening till the 1st of August when Saturn and Mars are going to be. So let's make the chart of 1st of August. So till that time, Saturn and Mars are actually forming this Paap Kartari Yoga for Jupiter. And after, 1 second, month. So 1st of August, sorry. Okay, let's make the chart of 1st of August. Okay, so now can you see Mars will be moving ahead of this Jupiter, this Rahu. Now, you see here. Now, Mars has moved ahead. Now, Rahu and Saturn are forming a Paap Kartari Yoga. There is no other planet in Aquarius. So, Saturn and Rahu are forming a Paap Kartari Yoga for this Jupiter. And it's going to be for a long time, because till the 23rd of June, 23rd of January next year, this is going to be there till the time Venus enters here. So, Saturn is aspecting this Jupiter also, and is actually having this, Jupiter is having this Paap Kartari Yoga also. And Saturn is retrograde, Jupiter is retrograde, Rahu is ever retrograde. So just an overview I wanted to give you as to what exactly is happening in the sky. So, okay, now what does it mean? Paap Kartari Yoga is happening. That means that Jupiter is the grace-giving planet, is actually having this reduction of the grace, because whenever malefic planets are actually on either sides, the benefic planets get weakened. So here, till the time Venus was there and protecting this Jupiter in Pisces sign, so this Jupiter was behaving very strongly. Now Jupiter, after getting in the conjunction, or we can say it's hemmed between Mars and Saturn. So whatever your plans are, they might just be made in an impulse, and you will be having a lot of aggression in your aggressive energies in your work, in your relationships. Jupiter is the Jiva Karaka. So you have to be taking care of your health also. It's applicable to one and all, because Jupiter is going to be hemmed for everybody in the sky. But the intensity might vary, because Jupiter Dasha, Jupiter Antardasha, depending on Mars Dasha, Mars Antardasha, your placement of the planets, of course, it will minimize, or it will be excessively giving you the results. So definitely it is not going to be the same, but it is going to give you these results, because we cannot completely say that this Jupiter is a beautiful dasha. What I am getting the reviews from other people, that the facts should not be sugar coated. If Jupiter is a pious planet, it is a very benefic planet, it has a potency to give negative results as well. And why? Because it is losing its potency to give the results. It's blocking. That's a blocking energy from both the sides. There is a Mars there, and there's a Saturn there. So there will be a restriction in that energy that Jupiter wants to give away. So the best remedy for you is take the blessings of your gurus, take the blessing of the elders, take the path of charity, teaching somebody, adopt a child and teach the underprivileged, and donate at the old age homes. This is the best remedy. Serve in the hospital. If you are a doctor yourself, do something which is like a charity, like if you're practicing, you're making money, not that. Just try to, support somebody, some patients, so that this Jupiter gets the power, the energy to give you that kind of results it should be giving actually. In the Pisces sign, this is the last sign of the zodiac. So here you must have that inclination towards doing things for others, because you have had the best of everything in your life. Now this is a culmination time. This is the end of the cycle. So whenever there is an end of a cycle, there is definitely a beginning to the next cycle. So when the cycle is ending, that means that you have had the excess of everything, you have had your fill, and now you should start afresh the cycle. So be prepared for it. How you can be prepared? Once you are actually going to be looking back, what all happened? What all happened 12 years back? Did you learn something from that? Do you think that you can take this forward the similar way, or you are an improvised you? So that is something that this Jupiter wants you to, because Jupiter is a benefic most planet. He wants you to protect you from the spheres where your Pisces sign is, where your natal Jupiter is, where Jupiter natal and the transit Jupiter, they're forming a connectivity. If they're forming a 6-8 relationship, so it means that you need to work more on your health, on your own self, how you can improvise on yourself. Similarly, when you are having a good connectivity of 159 axis, suppose Jupiter is in your 159 axis to each other, the natal and the transit Jupiter, then it is going to give you positive results. It means that this is the time that you should actually make the best use of whatever tasks that you have been assigned. You're going to be completing them. In relationship, you're going to be getting better. You're going to be improvising on yourself. So things are going to be definitely, I would say that it is going to be a 60 to 70% a good transit, but that 30%, because of this hemming between the malefics, the Paap Kartari Yoga, which is forming, this Jupiter is losing the potency to give results. But it's okay. It's just a passing phase. Again, whatever happens, I always say, if there is a bad time, there is always a good time we are heading to as well. So everything has to end. Everything has to change. Change is the only constant. So we have to be prepared for this Jupiter. Welcome it. Do Vishnu Sahasranam, do some meditation, welcome this Jupiter. When I'm making this video, Jupiter is about to come out of the zone of Aquarius sign and is entering Pisces. All right, so let's make the best use of this Jupiter. So take the blessings of your guru. I have actually made this video today for Sir James Braha, gratitude to him and his wife. So that is the reason I always say, if you can, and of course to all my gurus, Dr. K.N. Rao, Dr. Shri Sanjeev Ranjan Mishra, I thank them all. They have been my gurus. They have taught me. Anil sir, Vinay Gupta sir, I don't know, like I might miss out on so many. I have learned from everyone. I've learned, and I really thank them all. My parents, my family, my spouse, like everyone, all my children. Like, as a matter of fact, I must thank them. They have been supportive of me. I've learned from them. They are my gurus as well. So we all must thank and acknowledge the people around us, the core people, the core family members, the people we are associated and we have learned from, friends, family. Thank you, all of you. And I really, I'm overwhelmed, because I also want this Jupiter to give me very good results, my family, my audience, my friends, everyone, very good results. That's why I'm overwhelmed when I'm doing this video. So thank you so much for watching. Too much of time I've taken. So quickly, a quick recap of all the signs I'll be taking up quickly. So let's move on to the 14th. I'll just make the chart first so that, we are there, and then we start with the predictive. So let me just quickly change the, okay, so this is 14th, 13th. Sec. All right, so for Aries, I need to write, otherwise you will get confused. All right, for Aries natives, this transit is happening over your 12th house, and this is going to be really a very positive transit for you in case you want to really do something about your journey, your travels. Please manage everything well. Take the blessings of your elders. As I always say, be more meditative, be more charitable. In case you want to go ahead with the vehicle purchasing, property, repayment of loans, everything is going to be really positive for you. And I have given the chant. Please do that when I made the video on, elaborate video on the same. Please do go through that chant. Do it 108 times every day. It is really going to be very positive for you. All right. And in case you want to really understand yourself, so you should actually watch that video, which is an elaborate one, what exactly you are supposed to be doing. Sudarshan Chakra Dasha also I have mentioned in that. All right. It's a good, beautiful transit for your children. Also, it is a good transit, and also it is a good transit for you yourself, in case you want to. But when make a note of the days that I've mentioned in the beginning part, when Jupiter is going to be hemmed between malefics, that can block the energy, that can give you health issues. So make sure that you do not get carried away by doing overworking or getting overtired. You're overworked and then you fall sick. So better take care of your health as well. Okay. So coming to the next sign, that is Taurus. Let me just quickly shape it up. Taurus. Okay, so let's make it here also Taurus. And these are live sessions, so they are like this only. They will always be like this, because then I keep on talking also. So for Taurus natives, this transit is happening over your 11th house. So 11th house is going to be very positive for financial growth, desire fulfillment, as I said, and in case you want to go in for short journeys, because looking at your third house also, so good for a relationship also. Be careful when it is hemmed between malefics, because it's going to be the 11th house, desire fulfillment, that might get delayed, or you can be very aggressive with the people around you, so that you have to be taking care of. All of you have to be taking care of this when this period when Jupiter is hemmed between malefics. It might minimize the good impacts of this. So in case you're planning any progeny, childbirth, so you can be doing it, but make sure that period you avoid, because when Jupiter is with Mars, that brings about a lot of it leads to surgical process, or you have to go in for some IVF or some treatment, in the childbirth. There is a good growth in your relationship you can see, and you can see growth in your business also. All right. So it's a good transit for you, undoubtedly. Make a note of the dates that I've mentioned. I'll mention in the description box also, so that you are aware of what is exactly happening in the sky. Okay. And the dates. So be careful about when it is the Paap Kartari Yoga which is forming. It is a restrictive energy. Coming to the next sign, that is Gemini. So for Gemini natives, let me put up the chart. All right. So for Gemini natives, this transit is happening over your, it is the 8th and the 11th Lord, of course, and it is happening over your, 1 second, sorry. It is not the 8th, sorry, it is the 7th and the 10th. So it is in the 10th house. So this will bring about a lot of growth, promotion, increase in savings, career growth, and they can be that you purchase some property and land also, because it is going to be in your 10th house. So 10th house is when there is this Paap Kartari Yoga which is forming. You have to be really careful about your decision making, because you can in impulse make wrong choices, wrong decisions. There is a lot of restrictive energies, energy that you're feeling, that you are tied up, you're not able to do things. So make sure that you do not get carried away and put in your papers and leave the job. Don't do that. Workload will increase. They will push you to the corner. The employers, they will not let you breathe in a way. But you have to be patient. The moment the Paap Kartari Yoga is ending, things will start moving and you will see that ray of light. In case you have to go in for any kind of litigations or any kind of loans, you can be going in for that. Some savings will be possible. Purchase of landed property, as I said, is also going to be taking place. So in case you want to do all that, you should be taking it up and do the chants that I have mentioned in the previous video. Please do watch that. I'll share the link also with you, so that you are going to be following that. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Cancer, because it's a quick recap. It's a recap of what I have already done, and I'm adding the Paap Kartari Yoga also. So that is why this video is different for that reason also. So for Cancer natives, let me just, okay. For Cancer natives, this transit is happening over your Okay, this transit is happening over your ninth house. Now, ninth house transit being the ruler of the sixth also. So this will give you a lot of spiritual pursuits. You are going to be traveling, or maybe, you're going to be changing your place where you are, some spiritual information you want to gather. You can be getting in touch with some spiritual guru for higher learning, higher education, taking a step further on. So this is going to be a very positive time. See, from the eighth house Saturn, and from your first house from Jupiter, it is going to be Mars, which is going to be forming this, this Jupiter in Paap Kartari Yoga. So you have to be extra careful about your travels. In case you have any kind of complications at the place of work, you should sort it out peacefully, because this can lead to your health issues. So you have to be extra careful. In case you're thinking of a childbirth, you should seek change the doctor. Maybe it's not going to be helping you. See, the Paap Kartari Yoga starts from 30th of May. So till that time, if you have to start, this is a good time for change, or change of job, planning, if you're thinking of a house change or anything, a major decision that you're waiting for, you can be doing it before 30th of May. Then, of course, it is going to be till January, something or the other will be happening, that there will be a Paap Kartari Yoga, this Jupiter will be in. So make sure that you take care of your health when Jupiter is, and your father's health also. And follow the chant that I have given in the previous video. I'll be sharing the link there as well in the description box. So coming to the sign Leo. So for Leo, let me change this also. So for Leo, this is the eighth house transit, and it is going to be giving you some inclination towards research, inclination towards learning more things which are the hidden realms, basically something. And this also gives you a lot of intuition. Okay, and you will be making money through others. It is a Dusthana. It is not a positive place for any planet in a way. So when a benefic planet goes in a negative place, he loses his beneficence, and the negative place that becomes positive or neutralizes. That means that anything related to the eighth house is going to get minimized. So in case you're having any health issues, that's going to minimize. And in case you are going in for education or anything which is like impulsive overspending and all, Jupiter will minimize that. So it is going to be a good transit in a way. But at the same time, you have to learn during this time. You must donate your teachings, your learnings. You must educate others during this time. It is going to be giving you that transformative energy yourself. You will learn a lot in that process. So do the chant that I've given you in the previous video. So that will really help you. Okay. And there is a Paap Kartari Yoga. So for the eighth house, Paap Kartari Yoga is not considered to be bad. So this will give you that energy that, the fears that you are having, the latent anger, the latent fear, that, you will be able to combat even better. You will be able to see through people. You will be able to understand people better. So this Paap Kartari Yoga is not having that kind of a malefic impact. Though Saturn is in the seventh house, so you have to be taking care of your relationship any which ways. The partner becomes very sensible and matured, and maybe, that partner is going to be helping you as well in thinking of doing things, or helping you, that advice that you require. That will be a good advice. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Virgo. Do watch the initial summary part. It's very important today. So that will help you understand your transits. So what exactly is happening for the Virgo natives? This transit is happening over your seventh house. And this Jupiter is actually, going to be forming this Hamsa Yoga for the babies born on this day. Hamsa Yoga is you see, when in the classic texts, there are these Pancha Mahapurusha yoga, or as a matter of fact, other yogas where, they mention that the child who is born will be king-like and will be having a lot of jewels, and, will be too rich and popular. So all that, we have to actually translate in whatever has happened, for that baby. It means that you are going to be doing well, you're going to be flourishing. But these yogas actually, it's not necessary that they will work, because there are certain yogas which are canceling these yogas also. So we must actually be going through the whole concept completely. There are other yogas also we must study. So when the Hamsa Yoga is forming, there is a Paap Kartari Yoga also forming simultaneously. So we have to be careful about our relationship, our relationship with the people in totality, how we are going to be handling the relationship. So that is something which is very important during this transit, because it's the 7th house transit, and when the 7th house is in Paap Kartari, there is a complication that you go through in your relationship. Relationship could be with your partner, with your spouse, with your business partner, with the people around you, your immediate circle also. So you have to be careful about that. But this gives you elevation, because Jupiter is in the 7th house in the Kendra. It will give you name and fame. It will give you good health. It will give you journeys, because it is also looking at your 3rd house. Fulfillment of desire, because it is looking at your 11th house, and that's the 5th house from the 7th. So childbirth also for your partner, for your spouse. Relationship is going to be better. But at the same time, when the Paap Kartari Yoga is forming, that is in the 6-8 houses, then there is a complication that you have to go through related to your relationship. So you will have to be doing the chant that I have mentioned. Otherwise, it is a very important and a beautiful transit, because it's happening in your Kendra. So pick up the positives also, and build on that, rather than just getting bogged down by the negatives. There are negatives happening. Even if I don't say, negatives do happen. So I'm addressing those areas. So please buy this, because there are good things as well as bad things every transit brings along with it. So we must be receptive to it. Please accept. Okay. We cannot close our eyes, right? To all these transits. Good, bad, everything happens to everyone. So coming to the next one, that is Libra. So for Libra natives, one second, I'll just mention. So for Libra natives, this is happening over your 6th house. One sec. Yeah, 6th house. And then there will be like planets on the either sides. So that is also going to be very crucial for you. It will give you more opportunities. Job might change, your responsibilities might increase. You might be health conscious or fitness conscious. But when this Jupiter is hemmed between malefics like Saturn and Mars, so you will be very, you will have that kind of energy to combat those diseases, because Mars and Jupiter combination will give you that positive energy also simultaneously, because it is going to give you that strength. You are going to be doing things which you could not do. The fear that you were having, that hitch that you were having, now you're not going to be having that hitch, and health will improve, and you will get more good doctors you'll be getting in touch with, where they will be able to help you come out of the issues that, or the ailments that you're having from a long time. Also, Jupiter is going to be looking at your 2nd house also, 10th house also. So it is going to be giving you elevation at the place of work, and new employees, and relationship is going to be getting better also. And I think there can be some competition that you're going to be taking as well, and you're going to be successful. Okay. Do the chant that I've given in the previous video. That will help you. Coming to the next sign, that is Scorpio. Scorpio. Okay. So okay, Scorpio. So for Scorpio natives, this transit is happening over your 5th house. Okay, and 5th house, there will be 2 malefics on the either sides also. So make a note of the dates. I'll mention in the description box. Please give me some time. I'll do the timestamps because these are live sessions. So please bear with me. So if at all you are having this combination of Jupiter and Mars and then Saturn also, so this will give you problems and complications in relationship, romance. Also this childbirth, so make a note of the Paap Kartari yoga when it is forming. That is the scissors yoga. So what happens, it actually cuts you from the world. It cuts you, or it secludes you from the outside world. So from what? Maybe you're very creative, but you're not able to enjoy that creative energy. You're not putting it in a right form. You're going to be making decisions in impulse. You're going to be having a lot of anger in you. That latent anger might just come up often. Also, Saturn is discipline. So if you just go haywire, some kind of a miss, then it will just backfire. So you have to be always on the toes. You must understand what you're doing. Is it right or it's not? All that you have to make sure of. Also, there is a chant that I've given. So you must do that chant. And you see, Jupiter is going to be in your 5th house, looking at your 1st, looking at your 5th. So take care of your weight gain, because wherever Jupiter sits, it expands. So you have to be taking care of your weight also. Keep a check, constant check, eat proper. Do not, leave your workouts. Focus on your workouts. That will really help you. Okay. Coming to the next sign, that is Sagittarius. Okay. Let me just put it out. Set the chart also. Okay. So for Sagittarius natives, this transit is happening over your 4th house. Okay. And 4th house is the house of happiness. So happiness quotient is definitely going to enhance. So when there is an anxiety, you feel that anxiety, a lot of anxiety, or you're having complications in whatever you're doing in the material realms, that is purchasing of land, property, vehicles, or any kind of decision making, which requires a lot of attention, new education you have to start. So this Paap Kartari yoga, which is because of Mars and Saturn on the either side, and then Rahu and Saturn on the either side. So you will always be having a lot of confusion and impulsive decision making. So you have to be taking care. When I'm talking about the Paap Kartari yoga, it is not that completely good results will be, in your coming your way. Hamsa Yoga is forming. That will actually get cancelled by the Paap Kartari yoga forming. So you have to be really well equipped and well prepared for the good and the bad both, because Jupiter's transit is not completely going to be that bed of roses, because it is going to be giving you mixed kind of results, being in the position where it is getting that restrictive energies also. Saturn, that restricts, of course, we all know. Saturn is a great malefic, but at the same and we just close our eyes, that thinking that no, it is I'm offering prayers to Saturn. He is my brother, he is my friend, he is my guru, he is not going to do anything wrong to me. Is it happening? So it's all actually an eyewash. We are not actually accepting that there can be negatives also that the planets will be doing. Or maybe, we know it, but we just want to hear only good things about the planets, or we just want to do good things. And so we must be prepared for both. Why not? If you are receptive to the good things, you should be receptive to the bad things also. Malefic influence of the planets also. There are, after all, 5 planets which are not 5, 4 planets which are negative, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mars. And then if it is the Krishna Paksha moon, then it becomes weak. And Mercury is, of course, we just write it off because he behaves the way, the other planet or he's seated with. So these planets, only Jupiter and Venus in a way are the left out ones. So that is also, if not gaining that kind of strength. So definitely we are heading to something negative. There are certain negative things happening in our lives, of course. So we must be receptive to it. We must accept and we must be prepared. We must get stronger. There is always a ray of, silver lining, and there's always a hope that we should not be giving up on. But at the same time, how much are you receptive to the negative prediction, the forecasts that I give? So just accept everything. And this is also going to lead to promotion when there is no Paap Kartari Yoga forming. So then Saturn is also going to be looking from Capricorn. It's going to be looking at this Jupiter. Don't forget that. So that is also one of the reasons, this Jupiter has not got that kind of power and the grace as compared to this Jupiter in the Pisces sign would have given in its own zone without these malefic influences. But it's never possible that there is no malefic influence on any good planets. It's impossible. There is nothing which is called the Shuddha, which is the purest placement. Remember that. Okay. That is why, whenever we are having good times, we do have something amiss with that also. So be receptive. Do the chant that I've given, do the charities, teach somebody, because it is the fourth house. Donate your knowledge, donate, teach, just adopt a child, educate him. Okay, so impart your knowledge. That will be the best remedy for you, and serve the old and the underprivileged. Coming to the next sign, that is Capricorn. Okay, so let me change the sign. Okay, so for Capricorn natives, this transit is happening over your third house, and third house is the house of communication. So when third house gets active, it actually restricts you when there is a Paap Kartari Yoga forming. So you should actually be very careful at that time when Mars and Jupiter are together. You can go harsh in speech. Your siblings might go away from you, or there's an elevation for the siblings and the co-borns. But for you, your speech suffers. Your impulsive actions can, or the aggressive approach towards others can lead to separation or seclusion from others. You might get a bad name that, oh, this person is always ever angry or ever, communicating in a very harsh manner. So that kind of a thing you can go through. So be prepared for that. When Saturn and Mars are actually on the either side, that is the Paap Kartari Yoga forming. I'll be mentioning the dates in the description box again and again. I am repeating this. Do go through the dates, make a note of the dates, because when the planet is in hem between malefics, it is actually called the, imprisonment. So that planet is tied up, is not able to do what he wants to do or impart the grace that the way he wishes to. So if at all you are having a lot of knowledge, in expansion in knowledge, imparting your knowledge, being more charitable, that will be helpful. There can be some kind of complications that can come up with the siblings because of your impulsive actions. There can be confusion. You're selling off your property, but you're not reading the papers properly. Something will be amiss. So all that you have to take care. You're traveling by road. Oh, it's a beautiful journey. And, in between, you just have a flat tire, or there is something which, spoils everything. So all that you can't help it. It can be that you are, even if you're prepared, but something suddenly happens. So that is something you have to be very careful about. You have to be prepared and receptive to all these things. Okay. So there can be some kind of, see, it is looking at your seventh house, good for your relationship. Wherever Jupiter aspects, it actually enriches that place. So it is going to be good for your relationship. It is going to be good for your older siblings. And for your younger siblings, it's good for them, but they might be having some friction with you with the Paap Kartari Yoga forming. Do the chants that I have mentioned in the previous video. I will share the link also after this video gets rendered. I will do that, timestamps also. So at that time, you should just go through that, and you should do the chants actually, that is going to help you. The chant that I have mentioned, and it is going to be 408 times every day till the time this transit is happening. Okay, especially when this Jupiter is losing the power by being hemmed between malefics. Coming to the next sign, that is Aquarius. I thought I will make it a quick one, but it happens so if I keep talking. I'll land up to talking more. Okay, so for Aquarius natives, this transit is happening over your second house. And see, in the first house, you will be having Mars, and then in the first house you will be having Saturn, and in the third house you will be having Mars, and in the second house also you'll be having Mars. So this is going to be like this is a Paap Kartari yoga which is forming. So it is forming. Where is it forming? It's forming in the 12th. It's forming in the first, second, and then the third. So first, second, third houses, that means you have to take care of your wealth. You have to be cautiously spending. You might just be in a position to get promotion, but at the same time you have to change your profile, you have to change your portfolio. It can lead to some communication gap with your co-workers also. So speak the truth, be open, and be more I'm not saying blunt, but follow the righteous path. Don't hide the facts. You can be hiding the facts, you can conceal the facts, so you don't do that. With this kind of a transit, you should be very careful about that. Maybe if you have any kind of loan repayments, health issues, so all that is going to get improved, because Jupiter's aspect is Shuddh. It's pure. It is giving that kind of, it's enriching that particular zone where it's looking at. So it is good for health, it's good for loan. If you have to repay the loans, if you have to go in for some litigation, you want some decision making, all that is going to be positive, of course. But at the same time, your investments might not be fruitful. Your portfolio change might not be that favorable for you. You have to be very open, and you have to be prepared that when you are asked to leave, or when you are asked to change your portfolio, so make sure that you are well, you have studied everything well, you have done your homework well. Okay, only then go ahead with it, and do not at any cost hide the facts, okay, from the people you are working for or the people around you. It can happen with your family members also, that you are hiding something. Okay, don't do that. Do the chant that I've given in my previous video. That will help you for sure when Jupiter is hemmed between malefics. Okay, coming to the last sign, that is Pisces. So where the transit is actually taking place, that is the first house of yours. So let me make the chart of that. So for Pisces natives, this is happening over your first house, and there is a Hamsa Yoga forming. Hamsa Yoga is getting cancelled when there is a Paap Kartari Yoga. This Jupiter is losing the potency. So Hamsa Yoga will be for the babies. I generally say this in my videos, that whenever there is a Hamsa Yoga, it is for the babies born, because it cannot be applicable for one and all. Okay, so this will bring about, see, Jupiter is big bala also here. It's the directional strength, as we say. So Jupiter is very comfortable here. Jupiter is having that potency to give you very good results, because it's looking at its own zones, like 5th house, which is the house of childbirth, children, 9th house, which is the house of dharma. So this Jupiter, when looks at this from the first house, it is, the drishti is very good for childbirth, good for your spiritual pursuits, good for your higher learning, higher education. If you want to travel overseas, very positive. But at the same time, this can lead to some ego clashes with people. It can lead to some kind of loss of self-respect, name and fame, or when it is hemmed between malefics. See, when Jupiter is hemmed between malefics, it is going to be hemmed from the 12th and the first and the second house. Then, all these houses are going to get activated. So this will lead to loss of self, because it's the 12th house Saturn. From there, it is the 12th house Saturn. So that means loss of self. So self, it doesn't only mean it can be health issues, it can be imprisonment, it can be hospitalization, it can be either or of these, or it can be loss of name and fame, or you making wrong decisions and then repenting later, or your investments just backfire. So all these, you have to be, these areas you have to be a little extra cautious when it is hemmed between malefics, especially. Then Saturn is looking at this Jupiter also, not to forget. So it enhances your, of course, work, your professional life. But at the same time, when Jupiter is hemmed between malefics, make sure that you do the chants, do the charity, be more charitable. You can be charitable as to what? Like, you can donate the knowledge that you have. That's the best remedy for everybody. You should not keep anything to yourself. Just try to impart everything, and for free. That is something like, obviously your professional life is different, but you should simultaneously be doing something which is helpful for others, serve the community. Okay, that's what you should be doing. And your partner is going to be supportive of you because it's looking at the 7th house also, and it is going to be really a good time for your partner's elevation. All right, so this is it for all the 12 ascendants. I just quickly rushed through this. It was just a recap. In case you want to watch the whole video, you should be going there with the video that I have made. This is the basically video this on the Paap Kartari yoga, which is forming, and the Hamsa Yoga is getting cancelled for that reason. That is why I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to thank my gurus because Guru is changing sign and coming to the Pisces sign after 12 years. So stay blessed, everyone. Have a great Jupiter's transit through Pisces sign. Make the best use of it, because Jupiter and the divine is giving you this opportunity to do for others. So the more you do for others, the best you will get out of that. All right. Stay blessed. Om Tat Sat.